Bună ziua, dragi prieteni. That's good day, dear friends, in Romanian. Welcome to our journey into the heart of the Romanian language, a language as rich and diverse as the country it originates from. Romanian is a Romance language, which means it's a sibling to Italian, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. It's the only Romance language that prevailed in Eastern Europe, bearing the marks of a fascinating history. Yet, it retains a Latin core, making it a unique blend of East and West. This language is primarily spoken in Romania and Moldova. However, you'll also find Romanian speakers in Serbia, Ukraine, Hungary, and Bulgaria. In fact, there are approximately 24 million people worldwide who converse in Romanian. Now, you might be wondering, why learn Romanian? Well, whether you're planning a trip to the breathtaking Transylvanian mountains, aiming to read Mihai Eminescu's poetry in its original form, or simply expanding your linguistic horizons, Romanian can open a new world for you. Here's what you can expect from this video series. We'll start with the basics: greetings, common phrases, and the days of the week. Gradually, we'll venture into more complex territory, constructing simple sentences, then more intricate ones. Along the way, we'll delve into Romanian culture, traditions, and idiosyncrasies, because language learning is as much about understanding the people as it is about vocabulary and grammar. Our aim is to make this journey as engaging and enjoyable as possible. Remember, language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about the joy of discovering a new way to express yourself, to see the world, and to connect with others. So are you ready to embark on this linguistic adventure? Ready to hear the melodious sounds of Romanian, to feel the rhythm of its sentences, to taste the flavor of its words? If you're excited to dive into the Romanian language, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's start from the beginning with simple greetings. Romanian is a Romance language, which means it's related to Italian, French, Spanish, and Portuguese. This means some of the greetings might sound somewhat familiar if you know any of these languages. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's jump right into the basics. To say hello in Romanian, you'd say bună. It's a versatile greeting that you can use at any time of the day. Now, if you want to be a little more specific, you can say bună dimineața for good morning, bună ziua for good afternoon, and bună seara for good evening. Moving on, to say goodbye, you'd say la revedere. It's a formal way of saying goodbye. If you're among friends though, you can simply say pa or ciao, which is borrowed from Italian. Now let's talk about some other important greetings. To say nice to meet you, you'd say incantat de cunoștința. And if you want to ask how are you, you'd say ce faci. If you're asked this question, you can respond with bine mulțumesc, which means I'm fine, thank you. Last but not least, a very important phrase to learn is mulțumesc, which means thank you. Always remember to show your gratitude when someone helps you or gives you something. So let's recap quickly. Hello is bună, good morning is bună dimineața, good afternoon is bună ziua, and good evening is bună seara. To say goodbye, we have la revedere, pa or ciao. Nice to meet you is incantat de cunoștința, and how are you is ce faci. And finally, thank you is mulțumesc. That's quite a lot of greetings, isn't it? But don't worry, with a little practice you'll get the hang of it. Try using these phrases throughout your day, even if you're just talking to yourself. Practice makes perfect after all. Now, you can greet someone in Romanian, isn't that exciting? Moving on, we'll learn some common phrases that you'll find handy in daily conversation. Let's start with the basics. To ask, how are you? In Romanian, you would say ce faci. It's a friendly phrase you can use to start a conversation. Now, if you want to express gratitude, you would say mulțumesc. This is how you say thank you. Simple, isn't it? Next, let's look at the word please. In Romanian, please translates to te rog. You can use this phrase when you're asking for something. For instance, if you're at a cafe and you want to ask for a coffee, you would say o cafea te rog. That means a coffee please. Now, what if you need to excuse yourself in a conversation or get someone's attention? The phrase excuse me in Romanian is scuzați-mă. It's a polite way to interrupt a conversation or to apologize for a minor mistake. Speaking of apologies, the Romanian phrase for I'm sorry is îmi pare rău. This phrase is a bit more formal and you can use it to express regret or to apologize for a bigger mistake. Now let's move on to some other useful phrases. To say yes in Romanian, you would say da, and to say no, you would say nu. Pretty straightforward, right? What about if you want to ask someone if they speak English? You would say vorbiti engleza. This phrase could be particularly useful if you're traveling in Romania and need some help. And finally, if you want to say goodbye, you would say la revedere. It's a polite way to end a conversation or to say farewell. So there you have it. These are some of the most commonly used phrases in Romanian that will surely come in handy in daily conversations. Remember, practice makes perfect. So don't hesitate to use these phrases whenever you get the chance. Great job! You're now able to use basic phrases in Romanian. Scene script. Next up, let's learn about numbers and days of the week in Romanian. Diving right in, we're starting with numbers from 1 to 10. In Romanian, 1 is unu, 2 is doi, 3 is trei, and 4 is patru. Moving along, 5 translates to sinsi, and 6 is sasi. Next up, 7 is sapte, 8 is opt, 9 is nua, and finally, 10 is zisi. Now, let's repeat them one more time for good measure. Unu, doi, trei, patru, sinsi, sase, sapte, opt, nua, zeti. That's your 1 to 10 in Romanian. Now let's move on to days of the week, starting from Monday, which is luni in Romanian, followed by Tuesday, marti. Wednesday becomes miercuri, and Thursday is joa. As we head into the weekend, Friday is vineri, Saturday is sambata, and finally Sunday is duminica. Let's go through them once more. Luni, marti, miercuri, joi, vineri, sambata, duminica. And there you have it, the 7 days of the week in Romanian. You might be wondering, why start from Monday, not Sunday? Well, in many European countries, including Romania, the week officially starts on Monday, not Sunday as it does in some other parts of the world. Just a fun bit of trivia for you. Remember, practice makes perfect. As you get more comfortable with these numbers and days, try incorporating them into your daily routine. Maybe count your steps in Romanian, or plan your week in Romanian. It's a great way to reinforce what you've learned and make it stick. To recap, we've learned numbers from 1 to 10 and the 7 days of the week in Romanian. Unu, doi, trei, patru, sinsi, sasa, sapte, opt, naua, zeti, and luni, marti, miercuri, joi, vineri, sambata, duminica. Congratulations, you can now count and talk about days of the week in Romanian. Scene script. Let's take it a step further and learn some simple sentences in Romanian. Starting with the basics, let's learn how to introduce ourselves. The phrase "my name is" translates to "numele meu este." For example, if your name is Alex, you would say "numele meu este Alex." Next, let's state where we are from. The phrase "I am from" is "sunt din." So if you're from London, you'd say "sunt din Londra." Now let's express likes and dislikes. To say "I like," so you would say "imi place." If you like apples, for instance, you'd say "imi place mia." To express dislike, use "nu imi place," which means "I don't like." So if you don't like apples, you'd say "nu imi place mia." To ask someone "do you want," you'd say "vrei." If you're asking someone if they want coffee, for instance, you'd ask "vrei cafea." To respond affirmatively, you'd say "da, vreau cafea," which translates to "yes, I want coffee." To decline, you'd say nu vreau cafea, meaning "no, I don't want coffee." Now let's talk about the weather, a universal topic of small talk. To say "it's sunny," you'd say este soare. If it's raining, you'd say plaua. And if it's cold outside, you'd say este frig. If you need to ask for help, you can say am nevoie de ajutor, which means I need help. And if you want to know where the restroom is, you can ask unde este toaleta. How about ordering food in a restaurant? To say "I would like," you'd say as dori. So if you'd like a pizza, you'd say as dori o pizza. To tell someone "I love you," you'd say te iubesc. And if you want to tell someone "you're beautiful," you'd say esti frumoasa if you're talking to a woman, or esti frumos if you're talking to a man. Let's wrap up with a few essential questions. Where is translates to unde este? How much does this cost? Is cat costa asta? What time is it? Is cat este tiasul? And can I have? Is potsa am? Well done! You can now form simple sentences in Romanian. Remember, learning a new language is a journey. Practice these phrases, repeat them aloud, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. With time and patience, you'll be conversing in Romanian before you know it. Well done! You can now form simple sentences in Romanian. Scene script. Ready to challenge yourself? Let's learn some more complex sentences in Romanian. If you've ever needed directions in a foreign city, you'll appreciate this first sentence. Could you tell me where the station is? In Romanian we say, Ati putea să-mi spuneți unde este stația, pronounced Ați putea să-mi spuneți unde este stația. Let's say you're at a cafe and you'd like to order a coffee. In Romanian you'd say, Aș dori să comand o cafea. That's pronounced Aș dori să comand o cafea. Next, let's imagine you're in a shop and you'd like to ask how much something costs. The sentence, how much does this cost, translates to Cât costă acesta, pronounced Cât costă acesta. Maybe you're at a bookstore and you want to ask if they have a certain book. Do you have this book in Romanian? Would be Aveți această carte in Romana, pronounced Aveți această carte in Romana. Or perhaps you're having a conversation with a new Romanian friend and you want to ask, what do you like to do in your free time? That would be Ce îți place să faci în timpul tău liber, pronounced Ce îți place să faci în timpul tău liber. And finally, if you're leaving a party and you want to say, I had a great time, thank you, you would say, M-am distrat foarte mult, mulțumesc, pronounced M-am distrat foarte mult, mulțumesc. Remember, practice makes perfect. Try using these sentences in your daily life and you'll soon find that they become second nature. The key to language learning is consistency and repetition. So keep practicing and soon enough you'll be chatting away in Romanian. Fantastic! You're now able to communicate more effectively in Romanian. As we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned today. We started off by introducing you to the rich and vibrant Romanian language, showing you its roots and its unique charm. With each passing minute, we've delved deeper into this beautiful language, starting from the basics and gradually building up to more complex structures. We first dived into the basic greetings in Romanian. We learned how to say hello, goodbye, please, thank you, and you're welcome, among other things. These are the building blocks of any conversation, and it's important to get these right. Next, we moved on to commonly used phrases. We covered a range of situations from asking for directions to ordering food at a restaurant. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't hesitate to use these phrases as much as you can. Then, we worked on numbers and days of the week. We taught you how to count from 1 to 10 and how to say the 7 days of the week. These are essential for making appointments and understanding schedules. After that, we delved into constructing simple sentences in Romanian. By combining the phrases, numbers, and days we'd learned, we were able to create sentences that are useful in everyday life. Then we took a step further and moved on to more complex sentences. We showed you how to express your thoughts and opinions, and how to ask for information. We also touched on how to form questions and negate sentences. And now we're here. At the end of this journey, you've gained a solid foundation in Romanian. But remember, this is just the beginning. Keep practicing, keep learning, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Thank you for joining me on this language journey today. Keep practicing and soon you'll be fluent in Romanian. Vă mulțumim și la revedere. That's thank you and goodbye in Romanian.